Welcome to our next module, which is titled Market Research. So one of the most common questions that I get from all of the people that I speak to on a regular basis is that how do I know if I can open up a service center in my locality? How do I know if I'm going to get customers coming to me? How do I know if people are going to come to my workshop or not? And how do I know if my workshop is going to become successful or not? So these are very legit fundamental questions that one should ask before starting up a service center. And to be able to answer some of these fundamental questions, what I have for you today is a step-by-step procedure of understanding your market, understanding whether is there a demand for what you're trying to offer in the market, and figuring out how to take it forward from there. I truly believe that market research is one of the most fundamental and the most important aspects of considering before you even think of starting a business. You see, anyone can open a service center, anyone can get in a workshop ready, up and running, but whether it's going to be working in your favor or not cannot be left on chance. You're investing a certain amount of money, you'll be investing a certain amount of your time and energy into this project. The last thing that you want is, despite putting all your efforts and energy and money into this project, you're not getting the results that you're looking for. So for you to be mentally ready, to be able to understand and to be able to predict what kind of work or what kind of response you can expect from the people around you, you need to be able to follow these steps and take an understanding of and do some market research within your area or locality before you finally decide to open up a service center. You might be having a dream to open up a service center workshop, but are you 100% sure whether it's the right decision? You might be passionate about motorcycles and working on them, but are you pretty confident that you'll be able to work on those kind of bikes? You might be having a dream to build a community of thousands of customers and followers around you, but do you think there are that many people around you? These are some of the questions which leave people confused and in self-doubt if asked at the right time. So before it's too late for you to ask this question, this is the time when you should be asking these questions to yourself. And I'm here to help you understand what are the fundamental questions that you need to be asking yourself before you start a business, and how do you go about finding the right answers without even having to start your business in the first place. This phase of your business is what we call the market research phase, and this is where you should be spending most of your time and energy before you actually get onto the job. When it comes to market research, before proceeding further, what we need to ask ourselves and what we need to have a clarity on is, what are we trying to achieve with the help of this market research? What are the kind of results that can be expected out of this market research? And what could be the possible next steps that you should be able to, or you would be able to take based on this market research? So in the case of ServicePlus, this was about 8 years back, in fact, maybe it could have been 8 or 9 years back, when the first time the thought of starting a service center had come to my mind. But at that point of time, it was just a thought. There wasn't any clarity towards what I wanted to achieve. There was no system I could follow. There was no procedures. There was no SOPs. There weren't really a lot of people out there who were willing to guide me in this process as well. So that was the time where I decided that if I'm going to be putting my time, energy and money into something, it better be worth it in the long run. And in that initial stage, it is extremely, extremely difficult and hard to accurately predict what's going to be the outcome of your project. So what do you do in that case? Do you stop thinking about it, or do you stop pursuing the project? No. You basically find ways in which what you think about the project is your perspective of that project. What you're trying to achieve with the help of this market research is you're trying to understand the perspective of many other people related to the same problem that you're talking about, and figure out if many other people also feel the same as you do. Because if you're able to find a lot of people, or a majority of people are feeling the same way about something as much as you do, then there is a good amount of clarity in your head, and there's a certain kind of confidence that builds up inside of yourself that what I'm thinking, or the way in which I'm thinking, is definitely in the right direction. And now that I have a certain amount of validation in different forms, in different ways, which we will discuss in this module right now. Once we have that validation, we will be more confident to pursue our project. And you will be more willing to, given the extra hours, you will be more willing to take bigger risks. And that is what business is all about. So let's start with understanding the types of market research that I had done when I was starting up